You ever get the feeling like dating is just rigged? Like no matter what you do, it's always either too much or not enough. You finally open up to someone, ghosted. You stay chill and detached. They say you're emotionally unavailable. Swipe culture made everything feel infinite, but somehow everyone feels replaceable. And I'm not saying this as some dating coach or expert or whatever. I'm just a guy who's been on dating apps, sent the awkward DMs, overthought the texts, matched with people I never even talked to. I've sat there watching someone unmatched mid convo and thought, okay, cool, I'm gonna go lay on the floor now. But it's not just about rejection, it's the whole vibe. Dating today feels less like trying to connect and more like auditioning. Like a job interview, but the job is, please don't leave me on read. I think the worst part isn't even getting rejected. It's feeling like it's always going to be this way. Like there's a glass wall between you and something real. You can see it, you can name it, but you can't touch it. And maybe you start telling yourself, well, maybe this just isn't for me. And yeah, maybe that's true for some people, but maybe the system's broken too. Back in the day, and I know this makes me sound ancient, people just met in their town, in school, through friends. My uncle told me he met his wife at a laundromat, said he helped her pick up a sock she dropped and they started talking. That was it. No algorithm, no swiping, no having to compete with a guy who has a yacht in his profile pic. Just a sock, a moment, a conversation. Now it's like you have to be hot, funny, deep, but not intense, successful but not too busy, emotionally available but not needy, and also own a dog, preferably one with a cute name like Mochi. And don't get me wrong, self improvement is good. Like, I get it. Be your best self, work out, heal your childhood trauma. But I think there's this lie floating around that if you just become perfect, then someone will love you. And that's not real. You don't get love for being flawless. You get love for being seen, for being known. The thing is, dating apps trick your brain into thinking there's always someone better one swipe away. And that makes us all disposable. Because if you mess up, if you're awkward or say something weird or just have an off day, they'll just move on. And you know what? You probably will too. But that's not connection, that's consumption. Sometimes I wonder if we're all just terrified, not of being alone, but of choosing wrong. Like we've internalized this pressure to optimize our love life the way we optimize everything else. And if it doesn't feel perfect instantly, we're out. I mean, my parents got married young. They divorced when I was 9, so it's not like I think love used to be perfect, but it was simpler. There weren't 300 potential matches in your pocket. You dated someone because they made you laugh in class, or you worked together, or your friends set you up. You didn't have a million options, so you actually gave people a chance. And yeah, maybe that meant staying in bad relationships longer. But it also meant not running at the first sign of discomfort, not assuming the grass is greener just because it's different. I think one of the hardest things about dating now is not knowing what other people want. Like, do you want something real? Are you just bored? Are you using me to get over someone else? And it messes with your head because suddenly you don't know what you want either. You start mirroring the other person's energy. They're casual, you act casual. They're distant, you match it. No one wants to be the one who wants more. It's like we're all stuck in this performance, pretending not to care too much just in case they care less. And the sad thing is, some of the most beautiful connections probably die because both people were scared to go first. There's a line from the movie Her that always sticks with me. Joaquin Phoenix says, sometimes I think I've felt everything I'm ever going to feel. And yeah, that's what modern dating feels like sometimes. Like the more you swipe, the less you feel. So what do you do? Honestly, I don't have an answer. I just think maybe the first step is getting real with yourself. Not with the algorithm, not with your followers, just with you. Do you actually want something real? Cool, then go for that. But know it takes time and effort and being okay with rejection, a lot of it. You might have to meet 20 people who aren't it before you find the one who is. And even then, it's not magic, it's work, it's growth, it's choosing each other, even when it's not easy. And if you're not ready for that, that's okay too. But at least be honest about it. Don't chase love when what you really need is time to heal. I guess all I'm trying to say is, love's not a shortcut. It's not an app. It's not something you win by being perfect. It's something you build. So maybe let's stop trying to be chosen and start choosing. But here's where it gets tricky, because choosing someone also means choosing to risk. Risk being misunderstood, risk it not working out, risk them leaving. And those risks aren't small, especially if you've been hurt before, especially if you're used to feeling disposable. I've been there. I've looked at someone and thought, you could ruin me, and then talked myself out of even trying, because it's safer to play the game, to keep it light, to not text first, to disappear before they can. But you know what? Safe doesn't always mean good. And comfort zones don't build connection, they build routines. And loneliness can hide inside the most casual of flings. So maybe the next level of dating isn't about being colder or harder to reach. Maybe it's about showing up, flawed, awkward, unsure, but present. And yeah, sometimes you'll still get ghosted. Sometimes you'll catch feelings for someone who won't catch them back. Sometimes it'll suck, but you'll know you showed up real. And that matters, because in a world that rewards performance, being real is rebellion, and maybe that's what we need. Not more strategies, or red pill tactics, or 10-step text guides. Maybe we need more rebellion, more vulnerability, more people saying, hey, I actually like you without needing to add, but no pressure. It's weird how scary honesty can be, but also how magnetic. You ever hear someone speak their truth and suddenly feel seen? That's the power of it. And yeah, it might not always land, but at least you're not pretending. So I don't know. Maybe next time we date someone, we don't try to play it cool. We just try to be clear about what we want, about who we are, about what we're scared of. Because honestly, that's the kind of person I'd want to date. Not someone who's mastered the game, someone who's done being fake. Anyway, if this sounds like a rant, it probably is. But if you've ever felt like love is this weird, glitchy system that everyone else seems to know how to navigate, and you're just stuck in the tutorial, same. Just know it's not just you. And if nothing else, maybe that's a start. And yeah, maybe that means logging off sometimes. Saying no to the dopamine hit of a new match. Getting off the apps and going to that event alone. Saying hi to someone in real life, even if it makes your voice crack. Even if you feel awkward as hell. Because I think the only way to find something real is to start acting like you want something real, not just when it's convenient, not just when you're lonely at 2 a.m., but consistently, with intention. I know that sounds kind of serious and maybe even corny, but like, how else are we supposed to do this? You can't expect to stumble into something deep when you're stuck in a loop of half-effort convos and backup plans. Real connection isn't going to fight its way through your situationship roster. You have to make space for it. You have to actually be available emotionally, mentally, maybe even geographically. And if you're not there yet, that's totally okay. But be honest about it. Don't play the part of someone looking for love when you're really just looking for attention. That messes with people. It messes with you too. I think that's the part that gets ignored the most. You can't fake your way into a meaningful relationship. You have to build it, and building takes time. It takes showing up. It takes doing the boring stuff, like talking things through when it gets weird, like not bailing at the first sign of discomfort, like caring even when you're scared they won't care back. And yeah, sometimes that's gonna suck. Sometimes it'll end in disappointment. You'll get ghosted. You'll care more than they did. You'll feel stupid for trying. But trying isn't stupid. Caring isn't weak. It's actually the only thing that makes love possible. You don't get to skip the vulnerability part. That's the entry fee. And I know that sucks in a world where everything else promises ease and convenience. Same day delivery, instant gratification, curated profiles. But love isn't like that. Love is clunky, it's messy, it takes longer than we want, and honestly, that's what makes it matter. There's this idea floating around that being alone is always the better option. That if you're not in a perfect relationship, you should just focus on yourself, grind, heal, glow up. And yeah, self growth is important, for sure. But sometimes we hide behind that stuff because we're scared of trying again. We pretend we don't want connection just to avoid the risk of not getting it. But loneliness dressed up as independence is still loneliness. I've done that. Told myself I was choosing myself, when really I was just choosing not to get hurt. And it worked. I didn't get hurt, but I didn't get close to anyone either. And eventually that armor becomes a cage. The trick is knowing what season you're in. Are you genuinely working on yourself? Cool, keep going. Or are you just avoiding the discomfort of opening up? Only you can answer that. But you have to be real about it. And when you are ready, when you feel like you can show up for someone, then yeah, put yourself out there. But do it from a place of wholeness, not lack. Not because you need someone to fix you or save you or fill a void, but because you've got something to offer. Something real, your attention, your presence, your dumb jokes, your full messy human self. Because here's the truth, the kind of person you want, the woman who's kind, grounded, smart, intentional. She's not just going to fall in your lap. You're probably going to have to grow into the kind of man she's looking for too. That doesn't mean changing who you are. It means becoming more of who you are. More honest, more grounded, more ready. You can't expect someone incredible to walk into your life if you're still acting like a placeholder version of yourself. And again, this isn't some motivational pep talk. It's just what I've noticed in my own patterns. Like, I want someone real, but I'm doom scrolling on TikTok until 2 a.m. and avoiding eye contact at the coffee shop. That's not the energy that creates connection. That's the energy that keeps you stuck. So maybe it starts with small things. Being intentional about who you spend time with. Saying no to the flings that drain you. Not texting your ex when you're bored. Showing up for yourself so that when someone else does show up, you're ready. And yeah, some people get lucky. They meet someone in college, date for 5 years, get married, boom, easy. But for the rest of us, it's a journey. It's trial and error. And it's worth it, even when it feels like it's not. Because when you do find someone who sees you, who gets you, not just the filtered version, but the real you, that hits different. That's not dopamine. That's peace. That's coming home. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't give up just because it's hard, or because it hasn't happened yet, or because you've been hurt. You're allowed to want something meaningful. That doesn't make you weak. That makes you human. Just be honest with yourself. Start there. And if you're still figuring it out, same. We all are. Anyway, thanks for being here. Even if this was just background noise while you snipe bots and black ops, I'm rooting for you. For real. Let's just try not to settle for fake connection and maybe stop waiting to be chosen. Start choosing.